back to my channel. I am here today going to be working in Isaiah 41 verse 10. It's a very popular verse in the Bible, and I am using a set from the Print and Pray shop by Shauna Klingerman. It is at illustratedfaith.com/shop. And I'm going to probably use a little bit of paint along with the journaling cards, and other than that, I don't really have much of a plan, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I didn't really have much of a plan when I was getting started, but I just knew that I wanted to create, and I loved the colors in Shauna Klingerman's set, and this verse was just kind of speaking to me, and that's when I decided to sit down and open up my Bible. So I just boxed out my verse and just added a little detail there in the corner, and I'm now cutting out the pieces from the set that kind of went along with this verse. So there's like the little banner that says "Not Afraid," and then there is the little square box that says "Not Alone." I really liked that color blue, and then I thought it went really well with this handmade modern paint from Target in the creamsicle color. And so I'm just using the baby wipe technique that many people have kind of adapted, and it works really, really well if you're trying to get some color on the page but not a ton of saturation. So you can see up at the top, like I can still see the words underneath the paint. And I'm actually even going to lighten it up even more with some white acrylic paint using the Illustrated Faith white acrylic paint, and that just adds a little bit more texture to the creamsicle color, and I actually really like the way that it turns out as a background for these darker blue pieces of print and pray items. To kind of bring it all together, you'll see in a minute that I'm going to reach for the Illustrated Faith teal color and also use that on the same baby wipe and just do it in smaller swipes. And I like to do odd numbers in groups of 3 or 5, and I just think that artistically that looks the best, but whatever kind of works for you and whatever's speaking to you. In that white space in the top right of the page is kind of where I'm going to put my title, and then down at the bottom above that little journaling card is where I will write my actual journaling about this verse. Speaking of the verse, I'm going to take the time right now to just kind of read that verse with you and just kind of speak my heart on the verse. So I'm in Isaiah 41 verse 10, like I said earlier in the video, and it says in my version, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." And I absolutely felt this verse was perfect for this time in my life right now. I'm going through a lot of life change in the next upcoming year, which is fabulous life change, and I'm super excited, but of course we all know that change can be kind of scary and the unknown can be a little shaky, and so just knowing that we have God right there with us is such a relaxing feeling, and it does just give me such a calm, and it reminds me that I'm not afraid and I'm not alone, and I don't need to worry about things that are not in my control. I kind of liked this because I had the sentiment like "I am" stamped over on the side using some typewriter stamps from, I believe it was from Michael's. And so right now you can see that I am not afraid and then I am not alone, and that's eventually going to change, but I just kind of liked how that sat there and how that kind of just came together, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. But I don't actually end up keeping it like that. You'll see how it kind of changes as I work through the verse more and more. I just added some texture using the Illustrated Faith stamp pad and the texture stamps that I absolutely love. They have great little crosses and paint swatches, but I really like these little dots, and I thought that added a good little texture to the paint that I already had on the page. What was wonderful is the washi tape that I used on this page. I thought the colors worked really well with this set from the Print and Pray shop. It is the All People, All Nations washi tape. You can get it on Dayspring right now. And if you use code THANK YOU, on Dayspring using my link down below. You can get 25% off through August 2nd, which is pretty awesome and a great deal. They have lots of great stuff on there to kind of enhance your journaling process. Of course, not any of it is necessary. Really, all you need is a Bible and a pen, but if you kind of want to jazz up your Bible, they have some really great stuff on that website, so just make sure that you check it out. You can see I do kind of fidget with the tab using my tab punch. The piece of paper that I used, the square piece of paper, was just a little too small that I couldn't keep my fingers around it and punch the tab at the same time. So what I did is I decided to wet my finger a little bit. I just licked my finger, and then it was able to stick to my finger, and I could maneuver the tab however I needed to. So if that's something that you're struggling with, that's a little pro tip for you if you're having trouble like keeping the paper where you need it to be. And now I'm just going to use this Do Not Fear. This is printed on the clear sticker paper, which I absolutely adore. I will link it down below. It totally changed my journaling journey. It made things so much easier, especially with print and pray items. So I highly recommend getting some, and you'll see how it just absolutely melts right onto the page. And I'm gonna stick it right next to my title to kind of bring the whole thing together. It kind of took me a minute to figure out where I was going to put it and how I wanted it to kind of all flow, but I did decide to kind of put it off to the side of the verse on top of that paint swatch because it is on that clear sticker paper. The color is still going to shine through, and it's still going to give the effect that I ultimately wanted, and I still have room to get my journaling done that I need to. Something that I love doing is kind of combining the same font but then different sizes. So you're seeing that I'm going to use a smaller typewriter stamp, and then mixed with that script Print and Pray, it looks awesome. Now, like I said, I am kind of changing that title a little bit, and I'm making it say I am with you. And a little trick that I kind of worked with today is I knew that I had a stamp with the word your on it. You can see I'm kind of like fishing through my stamps right now, looking for it, but I knew that I had a stamp set with the word your on it, and I just needed the word you. And so I didn't want to cut my stamp because I kind of have a type A personality, and so that would just bug me to have a cut stamp like that, but that is an option if you're looking to kind of break up a word like that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to stick my head into the camera shot, and I'm going to just put ink on the part of the stamp that says you. And it actually turned out way better than I thought it was going to. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally did what I set out to do. You know, sometimes you have this plan in place and you're like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And then sometimes it completely flops. Well, this time I was fortunate enough to have it all kind of work out. And so that is definitely an option for you. You can try and change letters with your stamps, maybe by flipping them upside down or anything like that. But I definitely didn't want to cut my stamp, so this was a good alternative. You just really have to get on top of the ink pad to make sure that that happens. I'm going to finish up with my journaling and putting the date on top of on the bottom of my page. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram as well on Facebook. I did start a Facebook group at Row Writes, and make sure you use the link down below to get your Bible journaling pieces. The code thank you will get you 25% off, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I really hope that you guys will come back and join me. I thank you for your patience throughout these videos, and I hope you have a great day, and God bless. See you next time. Bye.